Alright, I have just arrived in Sanxenxo. I'm currently sitting at around 38 on the alternate list, I think. But they changed the acceptance list order, which is actually super helpful for me. Before, I didn't have a national ranking that was showing, which meant I was put into a list of loads of different people, completely at random. So sometimes I was being like completely bottom of the alternate list, whereas now they're going ATP ranking, ITF ranking, and then your ITF World Tennis Tour number. I'm like really close up to the people who have all the ITF ranking, and there's a lot of people below me based on the World Tennis number. So that puts me at around 39 on the alternate list, which is still a pretty big risk to come to see if I get in, but let's see what happens. The place looks unbelievable. The drive here kind of came in like blue hour, and it was like trees and mountainous ranges, so I'm going to explore tomorrow. There's hardly any flights here, so normally I get a flight in on a Friday. We got the flight in on the Thursday this time. Just going to have a little explore tomorrow, have a look around Sanxenxo, maybe do some serving practice. I've done loads of match play this week, so it's kind of nice just to have a little bit of a low-key day tomorrow, and then sign-in day Saturday. I've arranged to hit in the evening, and then fingers crossed, see if I get in. It's supposed to be an outdoor hard tournament. However, it is torrential rain, pretty much forecast for the next few days. So I did see on the fact sheet that they may be playing it on indoor clay. So I brought my clay shoes and my hard shoes. Now, it is 11 PM. Going to try and get a good night's sleep and ready to do some exploring tomorrow. So I didn't get to see the view yesterday because of how dark it was, but it's actually pretty cool. Like the greenery and the trees. But as you can see, it is torrential rain, and it hasn't stopped since I've got here. So yeah, that's an interesting one. The town looks like it's just one road all the way down there. The supermarket's down there. So yeah, I'm filming this from the bathroom because that's like the only window here, and you can actually open the window. But yeah, this is it. This is the place. I'm going to try and take some videos out today in the town if it has a little break in the rain. But other than that, maybe just try and investigate the tennis centre. I'm not entirely sure how much footage I'm going to be getting from the outside today, as the forecast is torrential for the whole day. So I'm going to take a little bit of footage around the hotel because it's actually quite nice and there's some pretty cool bits about it. So here's a nice aesthetic montage of the hotel here in Sanxenxo. Alright, so there's a bit of a break in the weather. Got this umbrella from the hotel, and we're going to try and explore and find the tennis centre a little bit. It's a massive bank holiday here, so I'm not sure it'll be open, but I'm going to take a look anyway. I was out of town to find myself, a way to get myself out of this world. I always find that when you come to a different country, you can appreciate nature a lot more. There's some tall trees over there. Hear the sounds of tennis balls being hit, so I think we're in luck. I think I might be able to get a little bit of practice today. So it's a massive club. There appears to be a lot indoor, like half indoor, half outdoor courts for the clay, paddle courts, pickleball maybe a little bit, and then up here is where the tournament's supposed to be played. With the hard courts, there seems to be a number of them. I don't think we'll get much practice on these today or tomorrow, but I'll just have to see how well it is. Yeah, we can see got the ITF signs up over here and lots of courts over there.
Luckily for the fence, it looks like I might be able to hook my camera in quite well. And yeah. It looks like an unbelievable club. I love European clubs where there's just like courts everywhere. It's kind of like indoory, outdoory, loads of plants and stuff. The walk here was just unbelievable. The views and everything. I think I said it on the walk, but sometimes when you're in a different country, you just appreciate your surroundings a little bit more. You look out for more things. But yeah, it was really cool. Even like the trees are awesome. If you know me, you'll know I love different types of trees, and there's so many different varieties here. But back to tennis. Courts are pretty wet. Forecast is rain completely for the next few days, so if I do get in on Sunday, I think they'll be playing on the indoor clay courts. There's one free now, so I'm going to jump on, do a bit of basket feeding, do a warm-up, and do a bit of serving practice, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I don't get kicked off. So let's get to it. Brand new clay shoes for this trip. Glad I bought them. Whenever I've been sitting down for a long time, or like straight after a flight, my back crunches so much on any sort of rotational exercise. I always get a bit scared to do any sort of rotation, lunge rotation or anything. But yeah, that's why it's important to warm up properly after travel days. Alright, so on a day like today, it's just about making do with what you have. So there, I got the volume in through the hand feeds, got a bit of movement, change of direction, tried to get used to a little bit of sliding at the end there, found it pretty comfortable on the forehand side, but when I moved to the backhand side, just got a little bit difficult on it. I think on clay courts, especially seeing in the modern game, is that people are only sliding when they need to. Don't slide because you want to, or certain balls only slide if you need to. You want to slide into it as much as possible, but if you can get in position like a hard court, I think that's better most of the time anyway. Just going to finish the session with a little bit of serving practice. May do it with targets that I have, just my armband and my skipper rope. I'm just going to try and get it in the zones, predominantly to the backhand side. Let's do it. Time for the best and worst thing about a clay court: sweeping the court. Satisfying once you've done it, but an absolute pain if you lose your match. Don't really have anything to say, I just wanted to try and recreate that shot from earlier. Alright, so after the practice I just headed back into the clubhouse a little bit and chilled out there. They had some of the tennis on TV, and there's something like aesthetically so cool about these type of clubhouses. It reminds me of the clubhouses that I used to chill out in when I was playing the tournaments in Normandy when I was a kid. It's just kind of like old paintings. It's got paintings of pros on the wall. There's always kind of like a pool table. There's kind of almost like a fun sort of like, I was going to say bar, but it's not a bar, but it just seems a lot more friendly and sociable than some of the other clubs that are based around the UK. But now it's quite a lot of downtime. I haven't really got any more training to do today. Just got to wait till dinner. They're not serving till 9 p.m. Like, what hotel doesn't serve till 9 p.m? I know it's like Spanish and Spanish eat later, but that's late for dinner, surely. But yeah, just chilling out now. Something that you'll find once you start playing a lot more tournaments, especially abroad, is that, and especially if you did the ITF Juniors, I didn't do that many of them, but it's a lot of time just to yourself and just to chill out, and so you really got to have something to do. So yeah, just going to chill out a bit now, and I'll probably check back in a little bit later, or maybe even tomorrow, who knows. So I've just woken up this morning and my phone is completely dark screened and it won't turn on whatsoever, so that's a terrible start. In addition to that, it's like the most stormy I've ever experienced last night. So loud and terrible weather, so
not the best start to the day.
So the weather's calmed down a little bit. It's still pretty stormy out there, but managed to get myself to the Carrefour to get some food. It's a bank holiday here yesterday, so we couldn't get here. And then it's also closed on Saturday, Sunday and Monday, which basically means that this was the only opportunity to get to the supermarket. The hotel does have some food, but it's not enough to fuel me properly. So got out here, going to chill out for a bit, and then head and sign in and do a little practice later. But the weather here, absolutely crazy. Non-stop rain, storms all the time.
I was having a look at my training from yesterday, and there was a couple things that I noticed. Firstly, on the serve, the first one here in this clip, super loose and super nice. I like that one a lot. And then it's quite evident as I go along when I start forcing it a little bit. Just looks a bit more mechanical. And what I really want to happen is for it to be as loose as possible at the start. So I think I'm going to have 3 focuses today, and that's just going to be super loose at the start, drive up to the ball with my head, and have a good ball toss. And those are just going to be the 3 focuses for today, and hopefully if I get in tomorrow, that'll be my focus for the match as well. And then the other thing was interesting. I noticed that I was doing a lot of closed stance backhands, and I think it's because I'm more comfortable sliding on my right leg than my left leg, especially on these type of clay courts, because it's basically like a hard court with a little bit of clay on top, and it's not the easiest to slide on. So I think I just need to remember that I can go open stance. There's quite a few times where I'm doing it where I'm sliding in nicely on the forehand, then on the backhand I'm kind of closing myself off. I think occasionally it's alright, but it's better just to go open stance because then I can recover a little bit quicker. There I tried to slide a little bit, but yeah, just it stops in the ground and then has to hop afterwards. So yeah, after looking at these clips, then I just kind of had a little bit of an investigation, and then I went on ChatGPT actually because I was interested. Which top 100 players are under 5'9"? Because I'm 5'8.5", and there's only 3. So 3 out of the top 100 are under 5'9". So we've got Nishioka, Gaston, and Schwartzman. But Schwartzman's retired now, so 2 players inside the top 100 that are under 5'9", which is not many at all. So I asked a little bit more questions about it, and then I was asking, well, what percentage of the players are under 5'9" across the whole tour? Anyone who has an ATP point. And it couldn't really answer that, but then it did remind me that Ferrer was 5'9", and Ferrer was one of my favourite players when I was a kid, and my coaches when I was younger always used to tell me that I needed to model my game on Ferrer. And I think I kind of took this the wrong way a little bit, because I was, in my head at that time, I was playing super passive, and I was just like, Ferrer, he just runs around, gets the ball back in play, and then it kind of just formed me into a little bit of a pusher. So I went back and had a look at some Ferrer clips on YouTube, and my gosh, he was so aggressive. I kind of forgot. He was just rapid around the court, got behind the balls, obviously unbelievable in defence, but when he was playing the shots, he's absolutely ripping it and absolutely going for them, but with good shape and good spin, taking them early inside the baseline wherever he can. And it was just quality every time, and definitely not a pusher. So I think that was a massive misconception and something that I got incredibly wrong when I was younger. So I do think that I need to model my game on Ferrer. I've been making way too many unforced errors in the last few matches. I just need that consistent aggressive mindset. Try and use my forehand as much as possible, as I said in the last video. When it's short comes to net, he came to net loads when the ball was short. It's just he's playing top 100 players, like playing people like Nadal. Obviously he's not going to get short balls comes to net. I'm sure if you put him on court at Futures, he does his quality to his forehand, he moves around the court for 3 or 4 shots. So he dropped the shot, he's going to come in and put away a volley. So if I get the opportunity to come in, I come into the net, and it's just, I'm not trying to smack winners from the baseline, consistent aggressive shots.
And if I get the opportunity to come forward and finish at the net, then go for it and try and build the points to create the space, and just be prepared. Like if it's 30 shots and I'm playing a good opponent, I can deal with that. I'm physically able to do that. I can rip my shots for that long, and I am comfortable being on the court for that long, ripping the ball around and waiting for the opportunity, because I feel like I have the ability just to stick it out there and be mentally tougher than my opponent. So yeah, that was kind of some thoughts I had off of yesterday. I'm going to try and implement that if I get in, obviously. Alright, we're back at the hotel. Rain hasn't stopped, and I spoke to the referee or the tournament director, and he basically was saying that they're not inclined to play on the indoor clay, so if I do get in, then probably won't be playing tomorrow. So that's interesting. But yeah, draw should be out any minute now, so fingers crossed, and we'll see if I get in. I got in! Let's go! Risk paid off. Super happy about it. Yeah, you know, so it's always a risk coming, and then not getting a match is always, I mean, it's like nice to travel, but let's be honest, we come here to play tennis, don't we? So to be able to get a match is awesome. Yeah, not much more to say other than not a wasted trip. Never a wasted trip, but not a wasted trip. Alright, it is the morning of the match. First look at the weather. I mean, it's not raining, but it's still looking pretty damp, to be honest. Yeah, interesting. So this is probably going to be my last little bit of vlogging before I go, but I'm scheduled to play not before 12, and the courts, I assume, are going to be pretty damp. I mean, I know I looked outside this morning earlier, but all the surfaces around are pretty damp, so whether we'll play, I reckon we'll play today. It's just, I reckon it's going to be a lot later than 12, so a lot of waiting around. Brought some snacks with me, but I'm just going to try and stay in the present today, just stay in the moment, focus on what I can control, and try and execute my best mental side. So that's the plan today. Maybe a few clips from my hit before, but otherwise, that's it before the match.
Turning practice to perfection took some trying. Who'd have thought that in my profession it defied all their projections? No ceiling on what's manifesting in my mind, cause I get stronger when
I mean, the courts are looking pretty wet. There's no wind, and I think it's going to be constant drizzle most of the day.
And it's all for retail. I used to get my inspo from the store that was for
Back at the accommodation now. Obviously a bit disappointed initially after the match, but managed to regroup and think about it a little bit on the walk back to the hotel. Just some general thoughts first. I thought a few things I did well was, one, I gave it my all, especially throughout that first set. It was really physical, long rallies, and I fought for every point. There were times where I was like super tired, super out of breath, and I just kept pushing and pushing and pushing. So that's one good thing. Another good thing was my smashes. It's something that's let me down a little bit in the past, and there were a few big occasions there where I had to put away a smash and had a 100% success rate on it. I thought that I was trying to be consistent, especially throughout the first set. I think I made a couple too many unforced errors, and then that kind of like nullifies the aim of being consistent. But I did have that fight, and I did have good self-talk throughout the whole thing. I felt like I was a little bit too much mentally, invested in the match. A little bit out of the process. I felt I could have done that a little bit better. But I fought hard. I was telling myself just one more ball, he's going to break first. But I think I ended up being a little bit too passive on it. But the conditions were crazy. It was like super windy, especially throughout that first set. The courts were slow, the balls wore out really quickly. So yeah, let's get in a little bit more game by game now. So right at the start, I was actually had a bit of a nightmare. So I sat down and I was setting up the GoPro and to put on the fence. And then as I'm about to clip it in, my battery pack just won't get the clippy thing out. And so I spend 5 minutes trying to sort that out, and I see him coming on the court. So I'm like, right, I have to screw the battery pack. Let's record in a slightly lower resolution to make sure it records the whole match. And then when I go to mount it onto the fence, when I'm tying and screwing it in, I'll just hear a snap. So then it's just like one of the bits that snapped on, so I screw it really tight to make sure it doesn't fall out, and now I can't even unscrew it. But I managed to get it on the fence and sorted, but I had to make my opponent wait like 7 minutes for me to sort it out, and I was stressing doing it. So throughout the whole of the warm up, rather than just trying to like get focused and trying to analyze them a little bit, I was spending the whole time just trying to relax a little bit because I was so stressed out to try and fix it. I was like, I really want to get this match recorded. So yeah, by the end of the warm up, I was more chilled starting the match, and I was feeling a little bit nervous. I can't lie. And going 2-love down, I made a couple of unforced errors, but I saw that he was a little bit edgy as well, not fully settled. So I thought, right, now's time just to stick in, make balls. It's super windy. I'm just going to hit down the middle and get the ball in play and see what happens. And it's a little bit successful, but then, as I said earlier, mixed in with a couple of unforced errors as well didn't really help the situation. But I managed to get into it and find those rallies, the long rallies, and I could see that he was getting a little bit frustrated by it, and he had his coach there and he was talking to his coach a lot within like the first half of the first set. I'm pretty sure he was being told to play a bit more aggressive, because then he started stepping in a little bit more, and he did hit a few winners. But if I could have just been a little bit more through my shots, dropping it a little bit less short, I know it's windy, and controlled a little bit more of those longer points, especially at that 2-all game, because I had a chance to take the lead there. And I think if I take that 2-all game to go 3-2, he gets a bit more frustrated, then he might not want to have the long rallies and go for a bit more and make a few more errors. But I feel like maybe in my training I've gone too much the other way, so that when I go to do it in a real life situation, in a real match, then it doesn't translate as well, because I go from being ultra aggressive, coming to the net loads, experimenting, to a match where I'm being consistent with it, and then it just doesn't feel the same, basically. So yeah, I think a few things. I need to dictate more points, and that was really evident in the second set when the wind died down and he started controlling a lot more points and then finding his rhythm and hitting through me a little bit more. That's where I needed to have that quality to my shot to not let him do that, and then keep extending that rally, because that I think that's my game style, and that's what I need to do. I don't have the firepower to hit people off the court, but I do have the ability to hit with a little bit more quality and depth consistently, and use my forehand more than he uses his forehand, and that's something that I didn't do. So yeah, did manage to get one for the highlight reel at Juice at 5-3 the first set, which was an unbelievable volley. That one felt unbelievable, and he said at the end, he was just like, that's the one that you need to put as the highlight. So yeah, a really nice guy. But yeah, for my game, I think I know where I need to continue, but I was proud of how hard I fought, especially in that first set. And then I was disappointed to lose at 6-3, and then in the start of the second set I was getting annoyed at myself for making errors that I felt like I shouldn't have been making. So I think that just goes to show that I wasn't fully in the present moment, in the process of it. And it's difficult to be in the process of it. Like, you spend money to come here, you get in, you're not sure if you're getting in, you get that match and you've got a chance, and then it's quite hard to be like, actually, hang on, this is a long journey. It's not just about this one match here. And then when you're in that moment, you do feel that. And as much as I say it, it's hard to actually do that when you're there. So I need to continue to work on that, because that's the way forward. But yeah, I'll be interested to see the statistics to see if I made as many unforced errors as I thought I did. I didn't hit that many winners, so yeah, it's that winners unforced error ratio that really was the killer. It's hard to say anything about serve and return. I mean, we're both just ended up just going quite spinny serves because of the wind. Serves weren't really doing anything. You might as well have just got like a 3/4 serve, and then the wind carried it. So serve return, not much to say. Second set, could have stepped in a little bit more, been a little bit more aggressive on it. But yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm gonna chill out now, get a flight home, and then get my head back into a space where I can continue working.
Back in the UK, time to get straight back to work. Janula watched the match a little bit. What are your thoughts?
I do play alright.
Yeah.
I just think you messaged me saying, what did you say? You said you weren't.
I said I was a bit passive, but I was consistent, but a bit passive, and then he controlled a bit.
Yeah, I feel like you were good. I feel like you need to find a way to win more points on serve. Either you get yourself better.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're not happy to serve.
Yeah.
It's like even your first serve is a bit neutral.
Yeah.
So either get yourself better.
Yeah.
Return a bit better.
Just dominate the point a little bit more from the start.
On the first ball, your first ball, like serve and return.
Yeah.
You can be better at that. Then I think you'll be alright.
All right. Let's do it.